What do you think of this building the monster that the federal government is doing? I mean, the images of him at the freak-offs, the images we saw of him, Sean Combs, dragging Cassie by the elevators, and now this story of him chasing her down at an apartment with a hammer, hammering the door of an apartment. It is right out of a horror film on some levels. What's your take on how the government is doing, keeping in mind this is a racketeering human trafficking case, not an assault case?
Well, with regard to the prosecution with the human trafficking and RICO case, I'm not sure they're doing such a great job, but they are definitely presenting that systematic violence, and that everybody that was in his circle of being was under this intense threat that appears based on this testimony to be continual.
You know what surprises me, Alexis, when I'm listening to Kelly recount what's happening inside the courtroom, and Carrie Morgan was the person who was there with Cassie Ventura after that 2016 video, which so many people think this entire trial is about, the 2016 hotel elevator bank video. And that she urged Cassie to call police at that time, but she didn't want to draw any attention to it. She didn't want the authorities involved or to know who it was. I believe there actually was a 911 call made, but no names were given and no report taken. This could have changed everything, not just for justice for Cassie, but also Sean Diddy Combs may not be facing a RICO trafficking case if this had been dealt with in 2016. Your thoughts on that?
Well, based on the testimony that we've heard, because it is all circulating around that video, but I'm assuming that the prosecution is going to present more information and evidence other than just that video, or they're going to be in real trouble with trying to get a conviction for the charges that he's on trial for. But yeah, I think that the problem was everybody was afraid that he was going to make that go away, which he kind of sort of did. He made the video go away.
Can illuminate this at all? What are you paying attention to when it comes to these columns? We've got speed, we've got timestamp, we've got latitude and longitude.
Well, it's definitely very dry. It takes a lot of focus. I mean, they're trying to just put before the jury where the phone was, the tracking of it, and they have to lay that out. That's basically what we're trying to glean from it, but it's coming across very dry. When you get into this type of testimony, it's difficult to make it exciting to present to a jury.
At the end of the day, proving that Karen Reed is the cause of John O'Keefe's injuries we saw it in the first trial. This is the hardest thing for the Commonwealth, and it will be again in Karen Reed 2, if you will. Have they done a better job in terms of that? I mean, obviously their presentation's better. It's cleaner. Everything's easier to watch from a standpoint of critiquing the Commonwealth. But to that fundamental question, at the end of the day, do we still scratch our heads as to looking at those injuries and wondering how he got them?
And I agree with you. I mean, you can only present to a jury, even on the reboot, and the second round, as you just called it, the evidence that you have. I think that the evidence with regard to the scratches on the arm are very, they're going to have a hard time showing that that was due to the car and connected to Karen Reed.